こんにちは皆さん。今日はレッスン9と10、How to tell time. Today you're going to learn how to tell time in Japanese. 34ページを開いてください。When it comes to telling time in Japanese, you have to know two things. One, how to tell hours, and the other, how to tell minutes. So first, I will show you how to tell hours. This is simple. You just have to say the number in Japanese and I put G. G is like o'clock in English. So if you are to say 1 o'clock, it's ichiji. Ichiji. 2 o'clock is niji. Niji. 3 o'clock is sanji. Sanji. 4 o'clock is a little different. It's not yonji, but yoji. Yoji. 5 o'clock, goji. Goji. 6 o'clock, rokuji. Rokuji. 7 o'clock, shichiji. Shichiji. If you say nanaji, people will understand you, but shichiji is used more commonly. 8 o'clock, hachiji. Hachiji. 9 o'clock is kuji. Kuji. Careful, this is not kyuji. 10 o'clock, juji. Juji. 11 o'clock, juichiji. Juichiji. 12 o'clock, juniji. Juniji. Half an hour or 30 minutes is simply han. Han means half. Or you could say 30分, which is 30 minutes. Before explaining minutes in detail, let me show you two things. AM and PM. AM is gozen. Gozen. PM is gogo. Gogo. If you are to say 1 a.m., it's gozen ichiji. AM comes first before the time. 1 p.m. is gogo ichiji. Gogo ichiji. It's different from English. Let me show you minutes now. There are two readings, pronunciations for a counter, minute or minutes. Fun and pun. The pronunciation depends on the number comes in front of it. So I divided into two groups here. If you are to say 5 minutes, so 5 is the number comes in front of the counter, minute, hun or pun, you always say hun, 5分. So 15 minutes is 15分. 25 minutes, 25分. 35 minutes, 35分. 45 minutes, 45分. 55 minutes, 55分. Now, pun. If you have 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, all those tens together with minutes, the pronunciation becomes 10分 with small tsu, so short pause, or you can pronounce it as 10分. So that's 10 minutes. If you are to say 20 minutes, 2 times 10 minutes. So it's a 20分. 30 minutes, 3 times 10 minutes. So you say 30分. 40 minutes, 40分. 50 minutes, 50分. 60 minutes, 60分. Okay, 分 and then 分. Japanese with numbers is a little bit tricky. Here is a useful word, mae, meaning before. Look at the clock. It is 12:50, or in English you could say 10 to 1. You can say that in Japanese too. That would be 10 minutes before 1 o'clock. So you say 1時 first, and then 10 minutes, 10分. Don't forget this word before, mae at the end of the whole thing. 1時10分前, 10 minutes before 1 o'clock, 10 to 1. Now this is not so useful, not as useful as mae, but I will show you. Sugi means past. So for example, if you are to say 5 minutes past 2 o'clock, like the clock shows here, you could say 2時5分, which is 2:05, and add sugi, meaning past. There are more variations to minutes. If you're really interested, go ahead and learn, but you don't have to for this unit. Okay, so again, divide the group into two. One for hun pronunciation, the other one is for pun pronunciation. Okay, so 2 minutes, 5 minutes, you already learned for 5 minutes. 7 minutes, 9 minutes, you use hun. 2分、5分、7分、9分. Now, pun, you have 1 minute, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 6 minutes, 8 minutes. Then the one that you learned previously, 10 minutes. These are all pun ending. 1 minute is 1分. It's not 1分, but 1分. Because it's hard to say 1分. 1分. 3 minutes, 3分. 4 minutes, 4分. 6 minutes, it's not 6分. Again, it's hard to say 6分. So it becomes 6分 with small short pause. 6分. 8 minutes, same difference. 8分. It's not 8分. 8分. And 10 minutes, 10分 or 10分. では練習しましょう。Let's practice. 何時ですか? 何時ですか means what time is it? 何時ですか? 時計を見てください. Look at the clock. Okay, say it to yourself. I will show you the answer on the next slide. One more question. 何時ですか? 何時ですか? 時計を見てください. Okay, say it to yourself. Answer to first question is 11時40分です. 11時40分です. Or you can say 12時20分前です. 12時20分前です. 20 to 12. Answer to the second question is 12時23分です. 12時23分です. Finally, two more things I'd like you to learn. First one is kara, meaning from. Second one is made, meaning until in English. These are very useful if you are to say some movies or classes or anything, starting time and ending time, you can use these words. These are actually relationals. Look at the example, first one. School is from 9 to 3. So in other words, you can say school starts at 9, ends at 3. But you haven't learned how to say start and then end. So you can use from and until in this sentence. 学校は9時から3時までです。学校は9時から3時までです。In Japanese, you say time first and then from or until after the time. 9時から instead of から9時. Okay, second example is lunch is from 11:30 to 12:20. Lunch は normally lunch actually should be written in katakana, but you haven't learned it, so I just wrote it in hiragana. ランチは11時半から12時20分までです。11時半から12時20分まで。いいですか? If you have any questions, please ask the teacher. 終わりです。This is the end of lesson. Now you have a lot of practice to do. 頑張ってください。